Hey, what is up, everybody? Today we have a very special episode. It's our first double feature. So today we're going to be talking about 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. I'm Sebastian Torres,
I'm JB Quintana.
and yeah, let's get into it. So, 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. They're both directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, two great guys, two great directors. It has a bunch of stars. We got Jonah Hill, we got Channing Tatum, we got Ice Cube, and then we have a bunch of other cool actors in both movies.
Yeah,
Like Dave,
great cameos and everything.
yeah, Dave. We got Dave Franco. We got Rob Riggle in both. Actually, they have a smaller role in the second one. We have Nick Offerman who plays a small role. Also, we have a bunch of people, a bunch of really good people. Wyatt Russell. So have you
Yeah,
seen Falcon and Winter Soldier? U.S. Agent, whatever his name is. We got
yeah,
Wyatt Russell in the second one, so that's pretty cool.
yeah. All of these actors, a lot, both of these movies have a really great cast.
Yeah,
It's something that I noticed rewatching them. Like I didn't realize that, like the first time that I watched them, I didn't realize like what good of a cast they actually have. Like even in the first, like just the first one. I mean, they have uh, they have Brie Larson, like Nick Offerman. Yeah, Chris Parnell does the voice in Rick and Morty for what's his name? The dad.
the dad.
Yeah, and of course, like Ice Cube, like we mentioned, who comes out in
Yeah,
both.
Ice Cube is great in this.
Yeah, he's
He's so
really
funny.
funny,
Yeah.
especially in the second one.
He's so angry in the second. All
But
right,
yes,
so
I was gonna say like these movies, I gotta say they're probably some of my favorite comedies like ever.
yeah, they really do.
Chris, Chris and Phil are amazing directors. If you guys didn't know, they directed Into the Spider-Verse, which obviously is praised by many. Is one of the best
Well,
Spider-Man
they didn't
movies.
direct it, but they wrote it. I think,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, they wrote it then.
yeah,
And well, that's why it was so good because they wrote
and
it.
they produced it, but they did a bunch of other stuff. They've done Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie. They were supposed to do Solo, a Star Wars movie, before the studio didn't feel comfortable with them. And they've
Yes.
done a bunch of TV stuff too. They did this TV show called Clone High. It's getting a reboot, revival, which I'm really excited for. And they had a bunch of stuff that they didn't get to do. Like they're supposed to do a Flash movie. They're supposed to do a Ghostbusters movie. They're supposed to do a bunch of stuff. So, but sadly,
Yeah, I definitely would have liked to see more of them. Like especially when you mentioned Solo, they would have worked on Solo.
mhm.
I mean, the Solo movie was all right. I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I just would have loved to see what they would have done with this because
I enjoyed it, but I think yeah, they could have totally made it like their own thing, and it could have been
yeah,
a lot more fun.
yeah, especially with like how we see how 21 and 22 Jump Street came out. I mean, right now 21 Jump Street stands at a 85% Rotten Tomatoes and 22 Jump Street stands at an 84%. So pretty great ratings, especially for comedy movies, because comedy movies don't actually get like good ratings most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Well, these are actually good movies. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. And also, a little fun fact is that Phil and Chris, this like 21 Jump Street was their first ever live action film because they would only do animation and cartoon and stuff. So
Yeah,
pretty cool fact
I,
that their first movie live action was
yeah.
a great success.
I mean, I think right before this was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So completely different movies tonally, but still really good, really enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely very enjoyable.
So for the people that don't know, uh, 21 Jump Street is based off a TV show. So this is like a reboot, revival, sequel type deal for an old school TV show starring like Johnny Depp and a bunch of other people. So it's the same plot as the movie where we got these cops pretending to be or posing as high school students in order to solve crimes and stuff like that. So that's the plot of this movie too. You have Jonah Hill who plays Schmidt. You have Channing Tatum who plays Jenko. They go undercover because they suck at being regular cops. So Nick Offerman forces them into the 21 Jump Street program, and now they have to infiltrate a high school, pretend to be brothers, and just sort of like figure out who's dealing out this new drug. That's pretty much it. That's the basic plot.
Yeah, I got it's a pretty simple plot, but it's definitely something that they did really well, I gotta
Yeah,
say.
because I think usually in the show like these crimes would get solved like in one episode, and I don't know how long the episodes would be, probably like 40 minutes. So I like that in this movie they managed to like stretch out the plot. You have a you have a lot of stuff that happens in between, like with all the different characters. Like so Channing Tatum, he's the buff guy, right? Jonah Hill, he's like the nerdy guy. But when they go to the principal's office, they get their names wrong. They get swapped. So Channing Tatum ends up in all the darky classes. Jonah Hill ends up in theater and all like that, like the sports stuff. So it's funny to see them like swap roles. And something else that happens is that Jonah Hill ends up being the cool guy, and Channing Tatum ends up being like the loser, the nerd. So that was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, switching up the stereotypes. And it was really funny, like that how the role switch, like you mentioned, because like they showed like how they actually look like in their movie, how they showed in their time, like in the 80s when they were in high school. And like 80s or 90s, it was the 90s, yeah. And they showed like Jonah Hill dressing up like Slim Shady,
Yeah,
Eminem.
not so Slim
And,
Shady.
yeah, and then Channing Tatum looking like a stereotypical football player with long hair. But it was pretty funny because, like I said, they switched roles. And that I read somewhere that Jonah Hill actually used to look like that in high school. So he just recreated his look. And then also another thing, so in the movie we get to go to Schmidt's house, Jonah Hill's house, and you see all the pictures of baby Schmidt, which is actually baby pictures of Jonah Hill.
That
All
was
the kid
actually
pictures are him.
all of
Yeah,
them.
all of them. Yeah. Oh, I
Wow,
think all of them. I'm not sure
because
of all of them. Yeah,
because
but I heard
they
somewhere
make
that all the pictures were him.
they make a joke in the movie that the one main picture they focus on looks a lot like Fred Savage, who was this like old child actor, but it looks just like Fred Savage. Like it's crazy that's if that's Jonah Hill, then that's crazy. That totally blows my mind.
Well, maybe not that one. I'm not sure. I don't, because I didn't read the whole thing. But yes, I do remember reading that they put pictures of Jonah Hill as a youngster.
Well, that's cool. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's just the detail. Like it's detail that's not necessary in a comedy movie like this, but it's definitely appreciated.
Yeah, and that's something I want to talk about later because we haven't spoiled it yet, like what like the drug is, but there's like a detail in the beginning of the movie that totally points to like the end of the movie of what happens. And so it's just little stuff like that makes this movie like even if you rewatch it and you already know what's going on, you're like, oh hey, that's like that comes back over here. So it's just pretty cool. Like it's a well written story.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, who wrote
What
it?
do you think? What did
Oh,
you think of the actual drug though?
hold on. I just want to say, so the writers for this movie, I think it's like three writers. Sorry, I was scratching myself. So Michael Bacall co-wrote this with two other people. Oh well, the story was also by Jonah Hill, so he had some part in writing it, and it was also written by Patrick Hasbert, so who I think wrote the television series. So you have Michael Bacall who wrote stuff like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. You have Jonah Hill, who's like pretty funny, and then you have Patrick Hasberg, who wrote the original TV show. So all in all, it blends really well. Like it's a really funny, well written movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So what was your question?
No, I was just gonna go more into like the actual movie, and like I was gonna ask you like what you think of the drug. I don't know.
Oh,
I thought it was
the drug is sick. Except the part when you die, where you die.
yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
Oh, so in when Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum see the video of the kid that does drugs, it's crazy. He's like running around. He's like, well, it's in different phases, right? The drug hits in different phases. One of them makes you sleepy. The other one you have too much confidence. So he's like playing his guitar. He's like, "Hey, Lindsay, do you want to go to the prom with me?" I think the answer is yes. And I forget what other stage. One of them, he's like running around like crazy. But in
Mhm.
the end, he dies. So, and he's played by Johnny Simmons. I think that's his name. He played young Neil in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
And me and my girlfriend saw this movie over the weekend, and we were like, "Oh, dude, young Neil!" And she had forgotten that young Neil dies in this. So I was like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna die." And then when he died, she was like, "What?" She was really sad.
I mean, no, they didn't need to kill young Neil.
Nah, but it was funny. I would take that drug once, and then if I
Dude,
die,
don't
I
say
die.
that. Don't
If
say
if
that.
can I? Why not? It's a fake drug.
Dude, bad examples, dude.
There's no kids watching this.
You don't know that?
Kids don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs, please.
Well,
Or wait until you're older, a lot older.
yeah. If some creepy kid, if you're in middle school, some creepy kid offers you drugs, don't do them.
I wanted to ask you, what like from the first movie, do you remember like your best jokes from the movie?
Um,
Or maybe like top three
it's
or something.
it's mainly Ice Cube's lines. Like I told this you were there at my house. I told this to my girlfriend where I was like, I wasn't talking to you, big titties. Like I really like that line. Um, I so Ice Cube says it. Jonah Hill specifically wrote that part in mind for Ice Cube, so it's really cool that Ice Cube actually decided to do it. His lines are
Definitely.
great. I love his lines, and also the coach played by Rob Riggle. I think his lines are pretty good too.
I always see Rob Riggle in everything. I don't know why. He's an actor that you see. I mean, at least I noticed that I see so often in, especially obviously in comedy movies, but
Mhm.
everywhere. But
He's
yes, all
funny. He's funny.
the lines are just the delivery from Ice Cube. Like I, because I mean I'm not a huge rap listener, but I know Ice Cube was a rapper, or I don't know if he still is, but
I don't know if he's released music like recently. I know he was in NWA, and
yeah,
then he
obviously.
he did his own thing. But I don't know. I don't know if he still does music.
Yeah, so I don't know either, but he's definitely a great actor, I gotta say.
And his son too. O'Shea Jackson Jr. He was in the Straight Outta Compton movie. He was in Godzilla King of the Monsters, and he's been in some other stuff. He's pretty good too.
Yeah, it's in the family, all the
Yeah,
talent.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what line I also like? When Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum go back to the office, and like that one other cop is like, "We solved this case while you were finger popping each other's assholes." She's like, she does like a notion. I like that. And then Jonah Hill like repeats it. He's like, "We weren't finger popping each other's assholes." He like imitates her voice. I like that one too.
There's so many different so many different like funny lines, and it's so
And
it's
and
so great because
the
what?
one me and my girlfriend always like quote is in the beginning where Dave Franco, he's like, you don't care about the environment. That's kind of fucked up. I just love that one because it's like, yeah, dude, you should care about the environment. Like,
Yeah,
don't be a dick.
yeah, especially today. I was gonna say like these movies, like no matter how many times you watch them, they're still pretty freaking funny because like
Yeah,
I've seen both of them at least maybe 5 times each, maybe like throughout like since ever they came out.
I think I've
Um,
seen them three times each.
yeah. I mean, the last time I saw them, I was like, it was like a year ago, but yeah, it's just so enjoyable still. And what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say, oh, because you mentioned about the environment and like, uh, I remember reading another fact saying that Chris Miller and what's I forgot the name,
Uh,
the director.
Phil Lord.
Yeah, Phil Lord. There you go. I get their names mixed up.
Yeah,
Um,
on Google I put Phil Miller and Chris Lord in
yeah, I was gonna get it mixed up like that too. But yes, I saw another fact saying that they actually went to high school, like to a high school. I don't know where actually, but I know they went back to a high school to see like how times have changed, and that's definitely one of them because people you didn't used to care about the environment.
Now that you mentioned that, that's something that I noticed now that like usually like in movies like that are in high school, but they're written by like 40-year-olds that have nothing to do with high school. They like pander a lot, they're like, oh, selfie, lol, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? They do
Yeah, they make fun of like the
it
kids.
like they do cringy dialogue because they don't know how high
Mm,
school is like now. And then this,
exactly.
they just talk like people, like how people do.
Yeah, no, they talk more like
Like they just talk normal. The only weird ones are the are like the chemistry club kids. But that's whatever. They're just a little nerdy. They're playing Bakugan in chemistry during lunch. Like, who cares? They're shooting bottle rockets. Like, that's still
yeah,
pretty normal. That's like normal high school kid behavior. Like, if you're like a little nerdy, a little childish, like,
yeah, definitely. Of they also for the second movie they actually went back to college. They went back to what's it, Dartmouth. And, I didn't know they went to Dartmouth, but yeah, they went back to Dartmouth. That's where they went, and they said that for high school, it was like their experience. Like when they went back, like high school was completely different. But when they went back to the college for the second one,
it was the same.
it was the same. It's all about drinking and partying and everything. I mean, that's what college is about. I mean, that's not what college is about for me, but they said that that's what it looked like still.
Yeah, college for me was just like a bunch of computer screens, and then
It was very boring.
towards the end, it was like, hey, now you're doing the same thing but at home. So good luck to you.
Good luck.
So yeah, in the second movie in 22 Jump Street, they don't go back to high school. They go to college this time. Uh, they in the movie, Ice Cube says a line that's like, or like Jonah Hill asks, "We're going to high school again?" And Jonah Hill's like, "You look like you're about 50, so you're going to college." And they go to college, and it's basically almost the same thing, but it's a little bit swapped. So now Jenko's the popular one again. Jonah Hill is like a loser nerd doing poetry. But he ends up banging the Ice Cube's daughter, which is
Honestly, it's one of the most memorable scenes from both
um
movies.
dude, it's so funny when Channing Tatum Jenko, he's like, he figures out that Schmidt bragged to the captain that he banged his daughter, and he's just like announcing it to the whole police station. He's like dancing. He's like, oh, Schmidt banged the captain's daughter. It's so good.
It's so good.
And
Then then Nice Goose like every time he says that, it's another foot up your ass.
yeah. And then at first, at the beginning of the scene, Ice Cube has the gun pointed at Jonah Hill. But as Channing Tatum keeps singing and singing and making him more angry, he like aims it towards Channing Tatum.
He's like, it's not funny at all.
Yeah. He's like, it wasn't even that funny. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that at the beginning of the second one, it's very self-aware. Like
Oh yeah, I noticed that right away.
like Nick Offerman is like, so now we have a bigger budget. Well, people were surprised the first one did as well. So we got a bigger budget. We're gonna do the same thing all over again, and because people think that more money means that we will get more money. He says something like that, which is really funny. I mean, it's really self-aware
And they're
towards
always like,
towards like
we're
the
doing the
studio.
exact same thing.
Yeah, and towards the end of the movie, they catch a different guy because they're also on the lookout for like a new drug. They get somebody in custody, and Nick Offerman's like, it's the exact same thing like last time, which last time ended up being Rob Riggles's character, the coach. He was the one. He was the supplier of all the drugs.
In this movie, dude, in the second one when he
Oh,
came out.
okay. So at the end of the first movie, Jonah Hill shoots Rob Riggle's penis off. Yep. And in the second movie, he's in jail with Dave Franco's character, Eric, and the coach is like, I'm Eric's bitch, and that they since he doesn't have a penis anymore, they gave him a vagina.
I don't know how they did that.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they could have put it back on. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't want to find out. But
I don't want to offend anybody. Also, that has gotten like surgery
yeah, of course.
like for that. But
I just don't want to imagine like my dick getting like shot off.
yeah, I just don't know how that would work. But for the sake of the joke, like it's pretty funny. The coach is like, Eric was all up in there last night, and he's like asking like, am I abusing you? And Dave Franco's like, yes. Like Dave Franco's just so done in the second movie.
And it's a Max bitch.
Yes, I am. Okay. And then he's like, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't mean to scream. He says that his vagina like bleeds so much.
Like The Shining, he says.
Yeah, like the elevators scene in The Shining. That's what he says. Oh man.
I was actually thinking about it like last night of like how his dick actually falls off. Because when you think about it, I mean, they're at a distance when Jonah Hill like shoots his penis off. But like obviously I would understand like maybe from the side, because like then the penis would just, I mean, the penis, the bullet will go through.
It said it went through his asshole.
Oh really? They did that?
The coach in the first movie, he's like, I think it went through my asshole.
I actually didn't remember that part.
So I'm assuming, I'm assuming, how do I put this in? Well, I already said asshole. I already said a bunch of swears.
No,
so
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So,
like, we have to say this.
So look, his wiener was like this, right? It was hanging down. It probably hit right here at the base of the shaft, right? And it went through to like his butthole. His butthole's over here, so like that. So then his wiener was just like.
I guess. Gee, I don't know. I was thinking about it, but like it didn't make sense in my head.
Because you know how in the second movie they have like a bunch of credits, really funny credits. Yeah. And one of them is the game where they shoot off the penises.
Yeah.
So maybe because in that game it's in the middle. The penises fell out the middle. So maybe it just went like clean through. I don't know.
I just like how you did the whole visualization for the people who aren't listening.
So sorry to the people that listen instead of watch the video, because I did like a whole bit there.
Yeah, you should go to the YouTube and so obviously subscribe, but watch what he just said.
I tried my best to like figure out how that would happen.
In my mind, it was just like so confusing. Like, how did it fall off? It's like he's shooting him from the front. So like, how does it just
Yeah,
fall off?
you know what we need to do, JP? We need to do MythBusters, but like
Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
our
Uh,
own thing.
oh, out of focus. Yeah, our stay to the credits movie Mythbusters.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a long title.
So Safo, my dick getting shut off.
Hey, what the? Oh, dude, I just remember like when when it actually fell off when he actually had to pick it up with his. with
He
his
picked
mouth.
it up with his mouth because he was handcuffed.
Grab my dick. I'm not gonna touch that.
He's like, my dick.
Oh god,
Oh man, it's great.
everything is so great.
It's so
These
good.
movies.
There's that one line in the first movie where Dave Frank is like, Schmidt, you're a cop. Well, you bought us Taco Bell.
Have your friendship bracelets.
You made me a friendship bracelet. It's so good. And then, so which one do you like more? Do you like the second one or the first one more?
If I mean, the second one is rated less. Like, I mean, it's only 1% less than Rotten
I mean,
Tomatoes.
it's the same thing, man.
Yeah, yeah. But honestly, I think the second one made me laugh a lot more.
I I think I like the first one more, but I really love like the end credits of the second movie. I think that's
Yeah.
what makes it really, really special. Because like I said, this movie's self-aware, so the people that don't know, like, or haven't seen this movie, at the end of 22 Jump Street, they like have this like a bunch of jokes in the after credits where, or I guess during the credits, because it's not really after the credits. They have a bunch of jokes about like all the sequels they could make. And it's kind of making fun at Hollywood because Hollywood is just a bunch of sequels and like franchises and trying to get franchises started and stuff like that. So it's like 23 Jump Street, medical school, 24 Jump Street, veterinary school, culinary school. And there's a bunch of cameos, like Bill Hader is the bad guy of the culinary school one. There's like a flight school one, and Anna Faris is like joins them. At one point, Jonah Hill gets replaced by Seth Rogen due to a contract dispute.
That one made me laugh.
And then Seth Rogen is like, or Channing Tatum is like, let's go Schmidt, and Seth Rogen's like, yes, just like we always do, Jenkins, and he gets the name wrong.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And then Jonah Hill comes back, and Channing Tatum's like, hey Schmidt, I'm glad you're back, and Jonah Hill's like, what contract dispute? I've been here forever. And at one point, Ice Cube is just so tired of everything. He's like, he's like, I forget what he says before, but he's like, shut the fuck up. Like, how about flight school or something like that? He says something.
He doesn't even know anymore.
Yeah, he's like, how about fucking Dance Academy?
Jonah Hill finally gets excited. Yes, something I'm actually good at.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
pretty good because there's also one where it's 21 Jump Street Generations, and so they end up teaming up with some of the older like Jump Street members from the TV show. Which, fun fact, like Johnny Depp and Peter DeLuise had a cameo in the first movie. They were undercover also, playing their characters.
Honestly, the first time that I saw 21 Jump Street, I had no idea it was actually Johnny Depp. Like,
Dude,
obviously when he took off his thing.
when I first saw it, I was like, is that Johnny Depp? Because I had no idea that this was like a TV show before, you know? Like,
Yeah, me neither. I had no idea.
And I had even less idea that show had Johnny Depp. So I was like, what the heck is going on? I was very confused. But I'm so glad he did that though. Like Johnny Depp is pretty cool for doing that. And same thing with Peter DeLuise for like coming back and shooting that like small scene.
Yeah, I actually saw that Johnny Depp was actually not gonna be in the movie at first. Like they wanted him because they wanted to, because well, obviously I didn't actually didn't know about this movie until I saw it at a friend's house. I had no idea about it. But anyways, I remember I read that when they're doing press for the 21 Jump Street, a lot of people that were interviewing the directors or like the cast or the before the movie came out, they were asking them about Johnny Depp, but um they had no idea, like, because they wanted, like, people wanted to see Johnny Depp back for the people that knew about the TV show, but I didn't had no idea that the TV show existed until after I googled it.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
it
neither.
might be a fun show. I had no I don't even know where it could be streaming. I don't even know what it's rated or anything. Let me look it up. But yes, I did not realize it was Johnny Depp. Like, I don't know why. Like, he doesn't look like himself for like a sec. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just me.
Well, to be fair, he is wearing makeup. I don't know if it's him the whole time. I'm pretty sure it's just him at the end, and they got somebody else in makeup, like
Yeah,
in the
maybe.
other scenes.
Yeah, and then I remember reading also that Johnny Depp was not gonna come back unless his partner came back, DeLuise.
So that's
Which,
pretty cool. You know?
yeah, pretty cool that they came back.
Pretty cool that Johnny Depp was like, bring in Peter also.
Oh wow, it's actually free on Peacock.
Cool.
Maybe a fun checkout there. And also, I just realized, wait, 21 Jump Street, that another character came back, or I don't know if it's just Google messing with me. That apparently, Holly Robinson, who plays Officer Judy,
Oh
not a
yeah,
big
yeah, yeah.
character, that she also comes out in the
Yeah,
show and the movie.
she's the one that gives him the car.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
Huh. So it wasn't just Johnny Depp
yeah,
and his
and
friend.
Peter DeLuise. Right?
Yeah, Peter Louise. Wow, fun
That's pretty.
fact there.
That's cool. I mean, I saw that spoilers. Johnny Depp and Peter DeLuise get shot in this movie and they die. And I saw on the IMDb fun facts that this contradicts an episode of 21 Jump Street where two older cops look back at their lives and it's Johnny Depp and Peter DeLuise. But who cares, man? It's a movie. Like, so since you're talking about fun facts, let's talk about more fun facts about the first movie. So Channing Tatum passed on the role twice, and Jonah Hill, like before Jonah Hill was able to convince him to be in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum are a really, really great comic duo.
Yeah, they work really well off each other. Um,
Really,
I
really well.
I wonder who would have been in the movie instead of Channing Tatum because it doesn't. From what I've read, it doesn't say about anybody else like auditioning for the role or like who they had in mind. So I wonder who they would cast instead of
They
Channing.
probably only wanted them two, or like Jonah Hill wanted only Channing Tatum because I feel like it just works for the role.
Yeah, and Channing Tatum was like, not that he's not big now, but he was really big like around that time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when like Magic Mike came out also, but I mean, it's not a movie that I watched, but I know he was big for that. And
Magic Mike came out 2012. This movie came
oh,
out
the same year.
yeah the same year.
Wow, I got it. Off the top of my head, I had no idea. Don't people don't think I watched the movie, please. I didn't.
I mean, who cares if you've seen Magic Mike? I've never
No,
seen
dude.
it.
I no, dude. I don't
I don't
want.
even know what Magic Mike's about. Dude. So,
All I know it's about stripping. Well,
oh,
man stripping.
oh, that's still
Yeah, no.
awesome.
It's awesome, but not I don't want to watch
Whatever,
that.
whatever. Jonah,
I'm not into that.
whatever. More fun facts. Jonah Hill lost over 40 pounds because they were required to do some of their own stunts. So, yeah.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? We didn't mention this, but we talked about it in oh, I don't know if we did. No, I don't think we did. But in this on our in our super bad episode, I remember there's an interview I've seen like popping up on TikTok or something where they were doing press for Superbad, and a lot of interviewers were asking Jonah Hill about his weight
Yeah.
and saying that like, oh, you're like always, are you always gonna be like the fat guy of Hollywood or something like that, and it really pissed him off, and like he lashed out in the middle of an interview. You can look this up on YouTube. I mean, it's probably not a fun
Um,
watch, but
um,
yeah,
there's one interview that it's a joke. Like he's interviewing, it's Edgar Wright interviewing Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, and Edgar Wright is like saying a bunch of like stuff, a bunch of jokes about like him, being fat, and then Jonah Hill's like he like gets really angry, but it's all that's the only interview that's in good taste. There's a bunch of other interviews
yeah.
where
There's also been, yeah, there's been a lot of interviews. Well, when he used to be like more heavy, I guess.
and even now, like when he lost a lot of weight, everyone always asks like, "Oh, you lost a lot of weight," like, and Jonah Hill gets mad because like that's seemingly what people only ever seem to care about. It's like whether or not he lost weight. Oh, is he gaining the weight back? Whatever. Um,
Yeah, he was afraid that he was only going to be known for that.
yeah, and I
But
don't
I
know.
mean, people shouldn't notice that. I mean, he's a great comedic genius, also.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen. There's an interview with him and Brad Pitt, and Jonah Hill asked him like if you could if you could be or learn anything from one of your fellow actors, like what would it be? And Jonah Hill's like, hey, I'm standing right here, and Brad Pitt's like, no, I'd rather go for a serious actor. And then you
Oh,
can see like the hurt in like Jonah Hill's eyes and stuff. I just think that's really
he,
messed up. I think Jonah Hill deserves more love.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, he's a comedic genius. Come on in so many other different, great comedies.
Yeah, and he's not just like a funny guy. He's a good actor too. Like he was in Moneyball. He was in The Wolf of Wall Street, which
Oh yeah,
he
I
he
remember
does
that.
he does a really good performance. Not just a comedy performance, but like
It's actually funny you mentioned that the Wolf of Wall Street, because if you guys remember from our second episode, with Fluffy Duffy Harlan, he last night I was trying to see if he had any other fun facts that I could mention here for 21 or 22 Jump Street, but I saw one of Jonah Hill saying that he really wanted to be in the Wolf of Wall Street, and he didn't care about the pay. He was, I just want to be in this movie, and he only got paid 60,000 for the movie, and I think Leo DiCaprio got like a couple million. So very big difference. Obviously, Leo is like the main focus of the movie, but like but Jonah Hill took the sacrifice of getting paid a lot less just to be in the movie. So really great dedication on his part. Yeah. Now, um, I also wanted to mention that I like how we're going back. I'm gonna go back to Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. Like, I just don't think the movie would have worked out with anyone else, with apart from these two brothers in the movie.
yeah. I was trying to think like who else would have gotten cast. I can't really see anybody else playing these characters. Like they just fit them so well. Like Channing Tatum is like this dumb jock, but he's I don't know, he's like a bro character. Jonah Hill is like this nerdy, awkward guy who's like really sensitive and stuff like that. I don't know, it just works. It's like it was written specifically for them.
Yeah, and something we didn't even mention is like, obviously we're mentioning that like they switch roles in the first movie, but it was kind of funny that he kind of got to be with Brie Larson's character, Molly Tracy, or
Not
like not completely, but
yeah, which is
they had a thing for each other.
it's a little creepy when you think about
Yeah.
The fact that Jonah Hill is supposed to play this adult cop, and he's almost going to prom with this high school Brie Larson.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Like, it's kind of weird. I
Wait,
mean, I don't know how old Brie Larson must have been at that point. Mm, I don't know, but I mean, definitely not a high schooler, but also definitely not Jonah Hill's age.
um, and Jonah Hill gets a lot of ladies in this movies, because in the second one he gets Maya, played by Amber Stevens, who's Captain Dixon's daughter, and Jillian Bell, who plays Mercedes. She's like the main baddie. She also kind of hits on Jonah Hill.
The main baddie.
Throughout the whole movie, she's just calling him like old and like grandpa and stuff like that. But then at the end of the movie, where they're having like a fist fight, she leans in for a kiss, and it's like, what? You're gonna kiss me? Like, don't do that.
It was so awkward. I mean, they pointed out that
Jonah
Jonah
Hill points
Hill,
out how awkward
yeah,
it
Jonah
is.
Hill points out this is so awkward. Are you gonna kiss me? Or are you gonna fight me? And oh god, I
And then
mean,
later they end up in a bed, and it's like Jillian Bell's like, don't put me on the bed unless you're gonna, you know.
oh my god. Now that you also said that it also reminded me, like I said, that I was watching another fact from Harlan Duffy. Uh, that another fact from Jonah Hill is that for 21 Jump Street, Jonah Hill made a bet with Channing Tatum, saying that if the movie makes 35 million or more in its opening weekend, that he will kiss his, you know who, you know what.
Wait, who was gonna kiss?
Jonah Hill was gonna kiss Channing Tatum, the tip.
It, if it made more than
More than
35 million?
35, yeah, which is like pretty good for a comedy movie.
So how much did the movie make? Did it?
36.
So Jonah Hill kissed Channing Tatum's
See, that's the thing. I don't know if they actually went through with it. I just
kiss.
know they made the bet.
He kissed his pee.
Oh god. I mean, even as a joke, I don't know, dude. Like I could not go through with
And
it.
bro, it's just a little peck.
No, dude. No, dude. No, 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 no. I would no, this is gross to me. I like personally, yeah, like I just wouldn't be able to go through with it.
Okay, so that's a crazy fun fact. But just fun facts about the second one. Kurt Russell, his son is Wyatt Russell. Kurt Russell mentioned that his son Wyatt turned down a role in the Hunger Games for this movie. So Wyatt Russell plays Zook. He's like a generic bro football player. He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. I'm happy he's in this movie. I don't know who he would have played in the Hunger Games.
So that's actually crazy because like when you think about it, I saw the Hunger Games recently, like a couple months ago, maybe. And yeah, I have no idea who he could have played. Maybe I don't know the name, but the one that's always shirtless. The blonde one, like in the end two ending movies. I forgot his name.
I don't know, man. I never saw the last one.
Yeah, like people who are listening who have seen the movie, they probably know who I'm talking about. The one who takes care of the old lady. But I don't know. I can't remember. I was honestly I wasn't a big fan of the Hunger Games movies. To anyone who is like, I'm sorry. But I don't know. I don't think he would have worked. Wyatt Russell works well in the second movie. He has also that chemistry with Channing Tatum. And like we said, he's also the US agent now in the MCU. So good for him, honestly. But now that we mentioned the US agent, like honestly, a lot of people got sent him a lot of hate online. And come on, guys, don't do that. They hated his character, but don't hate the actor. Come on, it's not good. Like have some respect. He's only playing a role. it's all fun and games here.
Like I will say though that like to get that much hate, you must have done something right because that's the
Yeah,
whole point
he acted really good.
that he's not, supposed to be Captain America. So to everyone that sent hate, like
Yeah, I think he shut down like some of his social medias. I think he shut down like his Instagram or something. I don't remember because it was like
well,
months ago when Falcon and the Winter
yeah.
Soldier came out.
Well, you know what? That sucks because no one really deserves that. Like that amount of hate for a role.
Exactly.
That's why I don't like fan bases sometimes. I don't like big old like Marvel stands or some other fan bases because they just tear down other fans or they tear down the actors and that's not a good way to be a fan base. Like
Yeah, no, definitely not.
respect what like that thing you love is doing. If you don't like it, just don't like it. Don't send death threats. Don't like if I hated 21 Jump Street, I'm not gonna call Jonah Hill and be like, you suck, you gotta kill yourself, big titties. Like I'm
You
not
caught me off guard.
I'm not gonna Ice Cube his ass, Like that's messed up. I'd just be like, I didn't like the movie, and I'd move on with my life.
Oh gosh, that just reminded me because you mentioned Ice Cube. Like we mentioned that the movie is it's always like self-aware, like especially in the second one, that they got all the upgraded shit and everything. And then his office, and then he's like, look, it looks like an ice cube.
It's like it looks like a cube of ice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then also like a cute little callback. Why did I say cute? Anyways, a little callback is that the nerds from 21 Jump Street are now working as in the 21 Jump Street program.
Yeah. And they show
In
up
the
at the
second one.
end. They show up at the
Yeah,
end with a bunch of guns.
they saved the day. Well, almost. I don't know. It was a nice callback there that now the nerds are police. Or are they police? Are they considered police?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they were like seniors because they were going to prom.
Yeah, yes. Probably. Yeah. Cool comeback there.
And like I don't know how much time it is between the first one and the second one. It's probably like the 2 years since the movie came out.
Honestly, don't know.
So
But it was also funny like how the church it was
oh yeah,
right in front of oh how convenient there was a church right in front of the other the first one.
and then they make a joke that like I'm pretty sure next time we're gonna be in this building next to like the Korean church, and it says 23 Jump Street condominiums coming soon. So it's just
But then
like
also uh they go into the other church and they see the Jesus there.
the
And they,
Vietnamese Jesus.
yeah. And what who someone insulted the Jesus or Korean Jesus, and Channing Tatum's like, "Hey, be careful, that's Korean Jesus." Like,
Someone
and
insults Korean or like so Channing Tatum was like, I'm gonna miss Korean Jesus or something, and then and then Ice Cube is like, that's not Korean Jesus, that's Vietnamese Jesus. He drip in swagoo. You racist, sacrilegious. Like he says something to Channing Tatum because he confuses him with Korean Jesus, I think.
poor Channing Tatum, he was trying to be, he was trying to be like good.
Oh, dude, that just reminds me that there's also that one line in the second movie where they get the file from Ice Cube, and it's like the Cynthia. She's died, right? She's the drug. She's the one that the case is after. And
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's like, I care more because she's black. He's like, how refreshing it is to have a black student be the victim in this case.
Channing
And then
Tatum,
Channing
I
Tatum's
think
like,
you
I
mean
think
act
I think we care equally. And Jonah Hill's like,
No.
if this person was white, I would not care that.
Oh my god, they do so many things like that. They're like so like we mentioned before, self-aware, but
Yeah, and you know what? as sad as it is, it still works today. Like
It works so well, yeah.
uh,
And also one of the funniest lines I think for me, uh, in the second one, uh, and it's not one of the funniest ones, but it made me laugh like a lot. It was when well, first it starts off with when they're getting their classes and Channing Tatum is he's gonna take a human sexuality class.
oh yeah, he's like,
And then, well, first he asks Schmidt's character, so in the human sexuality, are you gonna watch people fuck or you're gonna fuck? And people are gonna watch you. He's like, none, dude.
he's like needed, and then Channing Tatum's like, then why am I taking it then?
And then obviously in the middle of the movie, he's like reading a paper and he's like, did you know that in high school I used a bunch of gay slurs and everything? And then he's like, yeah, Jonah Hill's character, yeah, you used them against me. And he's like, oh dude, I'm so sorry. I was a homophone.
But you know what? It's and that comes back also at the end when they're pretending. Channing Tatum is pretending to give Jonah Hill a blowjob, and then one of the guys calls him the F word, the slur.
Slur, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Channing Tatum is like, "What? You can't say that word. Like it's 2014 and stuff like that." And it blows their cover, but it makes for a good scene because don't say that word, guys. It's offensive.
Obviously, yeah, don't say that word. I just it was really funny to me because like it was a running joke. Like it went
Mhm.
throughout like the whole movie in stages, and like
And that's what
at
I'm
the end
saying,
of
that like stuff pays off. Like in the first movie, like the first time they take drugs, they're like, "Oh, what's that? Like Cool Ranch, like barbecue flavored." And then the next scene, they meet the coach, and he's eating a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. And then when they find out who's the one that's supplying the drugs, it's the coach. And again, he has a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos. So it's like little stuff like that that makes these movies like, oh, like it all makes it all connects somehow.
yeah, it all connects.
So I mean, just watch the movie, guys. We always say to watch the movie.
No, but we always say to watch the movie, but this is definitely a movie that anyone should
Yeah,
watch.
this is like a. I think I say this a lot. I use the word fun to describe movies, and
Yeah,
I think this movie is fun. Like you'll have a good time watching these. Like with
yeah,
friends, by yourself, like it doesn't really matter. Like you'll have fun watching these. These are dumb, good, fun movies. And I
yeah.
mean that in the most sincere way possible. Like these are good.
Definitely, they're great movies, and we mentioned in like the Superbad episode because this is our second comedy movie that we're reviewing. That there's different types of humor, like like I mentioned in that episode, like a lot of different types of humor. But I think this movie is one of those movies that like I think anyone can watch. It's not just a specific group of people. I think anyone can watch the movie and enjoy it. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. It's a I would say it's a little bit raunchy at times. So if you're not into that humor, like
Yeah, but
you might
definitely
be
way less than like super bad, for example.
put off, but it's not that bad. Like it has really good comedy. It has some cool action sometimes, and it's fun. It's just a good movie.
Yeah, when you said action, it reminded me of of like all the scenes with well, first in the first movie where Jenko takes the bullet for Jonah Hill's
Yeah,
character.
yeah. I was gonna say I forgot to talk about the when they have the car chase in the first movie, and they're expecting stuff to blow up, and nothing ever blows up
I
except
don't know, dude. I thought it was gonna blow up. And obviously in the second one it paid off that same joke because well at first in the beginning of the movie it's like Jenko says like, yeah man, I took a bullet for you, and he's like, no dude, I owe you, like I'll give you anything, like I'll and then at the end of the movie when that Mexican Wolverine looking dude was
Mhm.
gonna shoot him, he oh no, actually no, it was the other one, and then the Mexican Wolverine came out. but Jonah Hill's character tries to take the bullet for him. He throws himself and misses, completely misses. And
And,
Jenko
and
still gets shot.
Channing Tatum still gets shot.
Yeah, and dude, it was so funny because Jonah Hill was like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, I missed, but I threw myself. I was gonna take the bullet for you." He's like, "It's the thought that counts." And then Channing Tatum was like, "No, dude, dude, not the thought that counts, the bullet that counts."
Mhm. And in that situation, I would say yes. The thought does not count. It's either you take the bullet or you don't take the bullet. And then later, like Jenko's gonna shoot Schmidt like, just to get even. He's gonna shoot Jonah Hill in the shoulder. He's just gonna graze him. But Jonah Hill gets out the way and the bullet ricochets and it ends up grazing Channing Tatum again.
Why am I always getting hurt for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really funny, also funny callback, like from the first movie. They did that a lot, but it worked so well.
And we didn't even mention this, dude. The beginning of the movie of 22 Jump Street, there's Jonah Hill doing like a Mexican accent.
Oh yeah.
He's like, where'd you get this gringo man? The Mumford and Sons concert and shit. Like he does that voice, and then he passes it to Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum does the "My name is Jeff" thing.
One of the biggest memes of the 2012, or they went on for a couple years, that
Yeah,
meme.
I remember when we were in high school, I think, or
Yeah, it,
I would always see it on Vine. I think.
yeah, Vine, when Vine was a thing.
You guys, you guys remember Vine? Because I don't. I don't. Remember. I
Yeah, no,
remember. I remember Vine when it died. Like
yeah, that but yeah, that meme, it lasted a really long
yeah,
time.
and
I
then
haven't seen it used anymore, but yeah,
honestly, I don't even think it was that funny. Like
it's funny in the movie, but yeah, like they kind of
yeah, it's funny.
overused
It's
it.
funny in the movie because then Jonah Hill's like, "That's half it, man. That's half it." Like he's like he's like coming together, and then afterwards, Channing Tatum's like, "There was Boots and Dora and Diego
He couldn't think of anything else.
and Swiper."
Swiper.
Swiper.
Like, God, like Channing Tatum, obviously he's made out to be like some dumb cop,
Yeah,
but
it's
Jesus,
a
he couldn't come up with anything.
it's a good scene, but I hate that what the main joke that was used as a memes for this movie was the "My name is Jeff" because it's like probably like the least funny thing that Channing Tatum says in the whole movie.
Yeah, there's so many different
There's so
things.
many other good lines.
Yeah, they could have used, but
Like when Ice Cube gets the he's at the buffet or whatever and he's like, "What y'all rationing around here? Give me them string beans," and he like reaches his hand and gets like a bunch of string beans and puts them on his plate. That scene's really good. I don't know.
yeah, and actually I remember the scene of when they found, like, well, when the captain found out that Schmidt banged his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole audio is actually being used right now on TikTok. I haven't seen it for maybe like a couple days, but yes, like even right now, this movie came out in 22 Jump Street came out in 2014, and it's still relevant and still being used, like I said, as in audio on TikTok. So I find that pretty interesting. That, I mean, like we said, these movies are so great, and
Yeah,
people are still watching them, and that's why you should still watch them right now.
yeah, they're really good. So
But 21 Jump Street, I don't know where it's streaming right now. Let me look it up. But
if you guys have a VPN, you can watch them on the Canadian Netflix. They're both on the Canadian Netflix.
oh yeah, I was gonna say, because I watched also, but I watched it in the French Netflix because I didn't know where it was. That's the thing. I mean, we're not sponsored by any VPN, so if we were, I would shout them out right now. But yes, I also have a VPN. Um,
Right now they're
and
streaming on ABC and Freeform if you have those with cable TV. But
who
if
has cable?
if yeah, I mean a lot of people do, but I don't. JP doesn't.
I don't either. No,
So
we don't have
so
cable.
so if you
If
don't have
if
cable,
It's outdated, dude.
Either rent him on Amazon Prime. It's like $3, or just
Use
use
your
a
VPN.
use a VPN if you have one, or just go to like 123 movies. That was always a go to in high school for me.
Yeah, in high school.
I don't know how the websites are now.
Yeah, there's so many ads and everything.
Well, I have like a bunch of ad blockers, and I don't know how or what I'm doing, but I have ad free Hulu without paying for ad free Hulu. So Hulu, if
Man's a
you're listening,
hacker.
Hulu, if you're listening, please don't take it away from me.
Yeah, you've been reported already. Sorry. You've been reported because I pay for Hulu with no ads. So
Dude,
I
just do
don't.
what I do. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing, and it's working.
Oh God. Okay. Well, this is the end of both movies. Our first ever double feature episode.
Stay tuned
Uh,
for more, because for I don't know what week in October, the week that Halloween Kills come
yeah.
out, we have a very special Halloween special double feature plan. So we're gonna talk about Halloween and Halloween
Yeah.
2018, baby.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about in October. We've mentioned this before in our last episode, but in
Mhm.
October we're gonna talk about all Halloween movies, or like
Well,
spooky
yeah,
or
we're gonna talk
spooky.
about spooky movies. Not every single Halloween, like
Yeah, no, not
my
Halloween,
not
but
Halloween
yes,
the series movies, because guys, I'm sorry, a lot of them are really bad. I don't want to do that.
I have not seen all of them,
See,
but yeah,
I've seen all of them, and trust me,
it's not something that I would be down to watch the
like
whole franchise.
for the Halloween special, I'll talk a little bit about some of the other franchise. Just so you know, like just so you know how the
Yes.
movies go.
Do you know what movies we have planned to watch, just so our viewers can know?
So for sure, we're gonna talk about Venom around the time that Venom Let There Be Carnage comes out, which will
Yes.
probably be around next week
Yeah, I
or the
think
week.
next week's episode is gonna be Venom.
Yeah, yeah. We have Cabin in the Woods planned also, because we saw that recently. Super good movie, guys.
Great movie.
If you love horror, or even if you don't love horror, it's just like, because I know you don't like horror movies that much, but when you saw it, you were like pretty into
Honestly,
it.
I'm learning to appreciate them more.
Yeah, man. Like I'll talk about more about Cabin in the Woods when we talk about the episode, because
Yeah,
I have a lot to say.
I had no
Um,
idea about what it was about, but
mhm.
holy moly, that movie was so good.
I think maybe we can also talk about Trick or Treat, because that's something we have planned, like to
Hmm.
watch.
Trick or
Like
treat, yeah.
we were gonna watch it like with our girlfriends, but we can talk about that too. Like if you guys would like us to talk about
A,
it. My jet.
a movie that I was thinking about was also Malignant.
Oh, Malignant
For
came out
people,
recently.
yeah, people
I saw
who don't
Malignant.
know it. Yeah, people who don't know it came out on HBO Max.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm down to talk about all those movies.
yeah, but if you guys want us to talk about any other movie, it doesn't have to be uh like a spooky movie.
Yeah,
We can
if
save it for later. But if you want us to talk about any specific movie, please let us know. Comment on our video, tweet at us, or comment on our Instagram, anything. Just let us know. It's pretty easy to reach us out, and
yeah.
we'll read all the comments, anything.
Oh, hey,
Please let us know.
sorry to interrupt you, but we forgot to rate these movies.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say it
Oh,
after we
okay.
finish that.
Okay, so for me, 21 Jump Street gets like 8 broken dicks out of 10,
Broken dicks.
and then 22 Jump Street gets 7 string beans out of 10.
String bean. Yeah, those are good ratings, but I think I'll go a little higher because I really enjoyed
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
these movies. So 21 Jump Street, I really like the Broken Dicks. So I'm gonna say I'll you know what? I'll just give it a 9.
Okay, yeah,
9
fair.
Broken Dicks out of 10 because I really enjoyed it. I think the story is better in the first one, but the
Mhm.
second one made me laugh a lot more.
Yeah,
So the second one, I'll give it an 8. 8 string beans. Yeah, same because I couldn't think of anything else.
yeah.
8 string beans out of 10.
All right, and there you have it. So yeah, just let us know what you'd like us to talk about. You know, any movie, whatever movie, we'll add it to the schedule. Because right now we only really have like the Halloween ones planned.
Yeah,
We don't
we have the next couple of weeks planned, but
we don't
after
have
that,
anything after that. Yeah.
yeah, please let us know. Like I said, we have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all the social medias. We're on there. Please go follow us, support us, and like we said, watch this movie, these movies. You'll enjoy
Peace.
it
Yeah.
and watch this episode. Obviously, if you made it to the end, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
This has been Stay Till the Credits podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your week.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.